I'm treating about 45 to 5,000 soldiers a year, and I'm doing all this. So I'm at a base once a month anywhere in the world, and we treat about 4,500 soldiers a year. My love, and a lot of people don't know this, for the last 8 years, I've been treating soldiers. So I'm at a base once a month anywhere in the world, and we treat about 4,500 soldiers a year. The type of illness that they have from traumatic brain injuries or any type of things like that, and I've been doing it now for 8 years. I have a program called Patriot Support, and I've been doing this for about 8 years where we treat between 45 to 5,000 soldiers a year. The Patriot Support Program is here for you, and we're committed to providing care for all our military personnel, active duty, Guard and Reserve, veterans, and family members. It's kind of embarrassing because I said earlier on, I've been to over 400 installations all over the world. For the last almost 11 years, I've been with a program called Patriot Support, and it's a program to try to go to different bases all over the world. So we've been to almost 400 installations all over the world and try to remove that stigma of mental health and talk about resiliency. They've given me 40 hospitals where I treat soldiers. And I've been downrange. I'll go over to Iraq. I do. I've been working with the military now for about 12 years. I'm at a base anywhere from 2 to 5 days, and it could be different bases that I'm going to, because I would speak to an average of between 50 to 1,000 people while I'm at the base. And I don't care if it's one. I've been working with the military now on the behavioral health side for the last 12 years. So I'm at a base every 3 weeks all over the world. So I was diagnosed as having DID, and with UHS, the great hospitals they have, and the behavioral health side, they have the facility that can help a lot of our military service men and women. And that's what I've been doing for the last 12 years. And we've been averaging almost 4,500 military service men and women a year. So now they've dedicated a certain amount of hospital to me with a program we call Patriot Support. And last year we did about 7,500 military service men and women a year. And that's from anything from drug, alcohol, to any type of mental problem that they may have. We have a program called Patriot Support, where every 3 weeks I'm somewhere at a base, somewhere in the world, where I teach combative and also PT. And also with the largest behavioral health hospital in the world, we've dedicated now 40 tests to the military. The reason I do it today is, I work with the military today. So almost every 3 weeks, I'm at a military base somewhere in the world. I've been going to over 400 something bases in the last 15 years, seeing how young these young men and women are that's fighting for the rights of this country. People don't know over the last 15 years, I've been at a military base. So I've been to over 400 installations all over the world, and I see our young men and women do some amazing things for this country. What people need to know about me, they know I'm a winner. They know that I work. But people need to know I started a company. People just think of me as a football player. I started a company that became the largest minority-owned food company in the United States. People need to know I started a military program that treats anywhere between 4,500 to 5,000 soldiers a year. I've been doing that for years. I have worked my whole life. And I started working with our military men and women. We were treated anywhere between 45 to 4,900 military service men and women a year. And all these There's a company out of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania called UHS, the largest behavioral health hospital in the world. They came to me and they said, I see you starting a program, and I said, yeah, Patriot Support. Y'all have a military program where I can try to remove the stigma of mental health. I have this military program called Patriot Support that every 3 weeks I will go to a military base somewhere in the world where I try to remove the stigma of mental health. This book had me create a program called Patriot Support. Patriot Support was a military program. Remember, I wanted to be in the Marines. But this is the book that I wrote gave me an opportunity to work with every branch of the military. So there was a hospital group out of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania called UHS, the largest behavioral health hospital in the world, decided to work with me. So now I started a program called Patriot Support, where I go to a base somewhere in the world and I would teach combative, martial art. I would teach like physical fitness, that's what I do. And then I talk to our young men and women that there's no shame to ask for help. And at the time, we were averaging anywhere between 4,500 to 4,900 military service men and women a year. Wow. Is that not amazing? That's a God is so good. This military program called Patriot Support. Patriot Support is a program that I would go to a base and I try to remove the stigma of mental health from the military. I have a program called Patriot Support where I work with the military to remove the stigma of mental health. I haven't told you about that yet. I have this military program called Patriot Support that every 3 weeks I will go to a military base somewhere in the world where I try to remove the stigma of mental health. So over the last, so all of a sudden there was a hospital called UHS, one of the largest behavioral health hospitals in the world, helped me to create a program called Patriot Support. I started the program called Patriot Support where every 3 weeks, I would go to a military base somewhere in the world. My program got so great, it got a little bit bigger than some of these big places, because there was a place out of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania called UHS. They're the largest behavioral health hospital in the world. So they dedicated 40 to me so I can treat all military servicemen and women. I've traveled all over the world to these military bases on a program I got called Patriot Support. So I started a program called Patriot Support. This kid from Middle Georgia get an opportunity to start a program with this UHS, the largest behavioral health hospital in the world. We built this program called Patriot Support.